Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the WoW Alone series. Last time we explored the beginnings of Azurmist Isle on our Draenei Paladin, and today we're going to be swapping back over to the Horde faction and starting our Undead Warlock Hamnoric. That being said, let's go ahead and get started.
Bound to the iron will of the tyrant Lich King, the vast undead armies of the Scourge seek to eradicate all life on Azeroth. Led by the Banshee Sylvanas Windrider, a group of renegades broke away from the Scourge and freed themselves of the Lich King's domination. Known by some as the Forsaken, this group fights a constant battle, not only to retain its freedom from the Scourge, but also to slaughter those who would hunt them as monsters. With Sylvanas as their Banshee Queen, the Forsaken have built a dark stronghold beneath the ruins of Lordaeron's former capital city. This hidden undercity forms a sprawling labyrinth that stretches beneath the haunted woods of the Tirisfal Glades. Though the very land is cursed, the zealous humans of the Scarlet Crusade still cling to their scattered holdings, obsessed with eradicating the undead and retaking their homeland. Convinced that the primitive races of the Horde can help them achieve victory over their enemies, the Forsaken have entered an alliance of convenience. Harboring no true loyalty for their new allies, they will go to any lengths to ensure their dark plans come to fruition. As one of the Forsaken, you must massacre any who pose a threat to the new order, human, undead, or otherwise.
Okay, so with the opening cinematic out of the way, you heard we are one of the Forsaken. So these are the undead that are basically able to resist the Lich King's will and have basically made their own faction of undead who are sentient, compared to something like one of the mindless zombies or something like that, and they've allied themselves with the Horde. So as a warlock, we are a caster class similar to a mage. Here you can see we have Shadow Bolt, which is just a DPS spell, a damage spell, and we also have Demon Skin, 27 mana, protects the caster, increasing armor by 90 and increasing the amount of health generated through spells and effects by 20%. Let's go ahead and turn that on now. Give us a nice little boost to our armor. And let's go ahead, exit the graveyard here, or the crypt rather, and speak with Undertaker Mordo. Rude awakening. About time you woke up. We were ready to toss you into the fire with the others, but it looks like you made it. Speak with Shadow Priest Sarvis. Here we are emerging in some sort of gravesite area. If we look on our map, we are in Tirisfal Glades, in the Death Knell Valley starting area. So let's go ahead and head into town and talk to Sarvis. So here we are outside of the church area. Gonna head inside. Looks like this is Shadow Priest Sarvis. Another of the Walking Dead. Must have been quite a shock waking up in the crypt with only the cold and Mordo to greet you. I see the confusion on your face. Let me try to explain our situation to you. We have been freed from the control of the Lich King by our new leader, Lady Sylvanas. The Dark Lady guides us in our war against the hated Scourge and the holdouts of humanity who dog our every step. The mindless ones. that we Forsaken are at war with the Lich King's army of the Scourge, necromantically raised armies of the undead. Sarvis wants you to kill 5 mindless zombies and 5 wretched ghouls. Let's go ahead and accept that. Looks like Venya Marthand also has a quest. Piercing the Veil. Bring Venya Marthand 3 Rattle Cage Skulls. For reward, Summon Imp, which is a warlock spell.
Do not seek death.
Also forgot to mention we do have our Undead Racial Cannibalize, which regenerates 7% of total health every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. Only works on humanoid or undead corpses. So we can use that to gain a little bit of health back after a fight, if need be. Looks like our targets are just kind of on the outskirts of town here, or on the other side of this fence rather. I'll just go ahead and take out 5 of these zombies and 5 of these ghouls. Here we are hitting level 2 with our second ghoul kill. I also have 2 zombies already, so we are making good progress. I also looted a patchwork armor chest piece that I will equip for some extra armor. And looks like this sharpened letter opener is also an upgrade. So we now have a nice little dagger. So with that, we have our last wretched ghoul slain. Before returning back over to the Forsaken side of town, I am going to go ahead and get 3 of these rattle cage skeleton skulls. There is our last rattle cage skull. I'll go ahead and return to the chapel. Here we are returning to the chapel. Let's go ahead and have a quick conversation. The mindless ones. Let's go ahead and take these flax gloves here as a reward. Put those. Looks like he does have a follow-up. Tainted Scroll. Read the Tainted Scroll and speak to Maximilian in Death Knell. That seems to be our warlock trainer. Rattling the rattle cages. Kill 8 rattle cage skeletons. Looks like we were already down in that area, so those shouldn't be too hard to find. Venya Marthand. Your power is little now, though I suspect already you sense the possibilities. There are 3 rattle cage skulls, and we are going to learn the Summon Imp ability. Right there is level 3 already, making great progress here in the Death Knell starting area. Maximilian the Warlock Trainer. Tainted Scroll. I bid you welcome, brother. I knew you would come. It was only a matter of time. Let's go ahead and read this very quickly. Okay. Go ahead and pause and read that whole thing if you feel like it. If not, let's go ahead and turn the quest in. Complete it. It looks like we can learn the Immolate spell. Burns the enemy for 8 fire damage and then an additional 20 damage over 15 seconds. So we're getting some damage over time. Potential there. Here from Maximilian, our trainer. Go ahead and keep that right there. It looks like Novice Elreth also has a quest for us.
I'm listening.
The Damned. Novice Elreth requires 6 Scavenger Paws and 6 Duskbat Wings for some Flax Bracers. Let's go ahead and accept that. Let's head back and get some Rattle Cage Skeletons. So here we are in the Rattle Cage area of town. You can see the skeletons over there. Before we engage, though, I do want to try summoning an imp to help us. You can see the animation here. Looks like we have our little imp here. Zeprin the Imp. can see his little pet toolbar here. He does have a firebolt ability that I'm going to turn on autocast, and I'm also going to turn on the defensive stance, which should mean that whenever I attack, Zephyrin will be there to assist us. So let's go ahead and try out our Immolate ability and then finish off this skeleton with some Shadow Bolts. There we go. So you can see that was fairly quickly with the Imp's damage to help us out. So let's go ahead and clear out a couple more of these skeletons. So with that, we have our last Rattlecage skeleton slain. I did pick up one Scavenger Paw as well as one Duskbat Wing as I was just winding my way around the area, but now I will focus on those mobs to finish up this other quest. So there is our last Scavenger Paw. I'm going to go ahead and loot these bracers for use later potentially and head back. Here we are about to hit level 4.
What is it?
Do try your best to keep yourself unharmed until I get you some armor. Well, we have the items. Let's go ahead and get these flax bracers. I cannot complete the quest because I don't have a spot, but here we go. Complete. We have reached level 4, and it looks like our imp actually levels up with us, which is pretty cool. Equip those bracers. She does have a follow-up. Marla's Last Wish. Bring Samuel Phipps's remains to Marla's grave, then return to Novice Elrath. Okay. Sarvis, rattling the rattle cages. We'll get our flax boot item for quite a bit of experience. Equip those. No follow-up. Looks like Marla's Last Wish, as well as 2 outdoor quests. Right here we'll have to do. Death Guard Seltane. Scavenging Death Knell. Search Death Knell in the vicinity for 6 scavenged goods. Okay. Executor Aaron. Nightweb's Hollow. Kill 8 young Nightweb spiders and 5 Nightweb spiders for a Flax Vest, which is actually not an upgrade, but I will accept the quest anyway for the XP. There we go, found some scavenged goods. I'm sure we'll be able to make good use of them. Here is our last scavenged goods item. And I also found a chest up here. Not a whole lot useful to us, but I will take some of these items to sell. Now on to Marla's Last Wish. Looks like we found Samuel Phipps over here at this rundown camp on the side of the road. We should probably take him out so that Marla can have some peace regarding her partner. Okay, we have the Samuel's Remains item, which we need to return to Marla's grave. But first, I'm going to head over this way, and we're going to deal with the Nightweb's Hollow. Here we are outside of the Nightweb's Hollow, and you can see the young spiders just kind of milling about, so I'll take care of these guys before going inside the cave. Okay, that is our last young Nightweb spider, so let's go ahead and go inside the mine, it seems like. and see what we can do about the mature spiders, which do look like they are aggressive. That was a very close call right there, with 3 spiders for our final couple we needed for the quest, all pulling at once. And so, yeah, I was a little bit worried there, but luckily we did make it out alive. And now I'm going to head back into town. Here we are approaching the backside of the town. I'm going to go ahead and bury Samuel's remains here at Marla's grave. There we go. Pressed F to pay respects. Well, that's good stuff. Let's go ahead and turn in all of our quests now. Deathguard Saltane. Got the scavenged goods for a flax belt.
Embrace the shadow.
There we go. We have Executor Aaron.
Speak quickly.
The flax vest, not an upgrade, but we will go ahead and actually take the mail vest so we can sell that. Looks like he does have a follow-up, the Scarlet Crusade. My scouts have reported that a detachment of the Scarlet Crusade is setting up a camp southeast of here. The Scarlet Crusade is a despicable organization that hunts us, and they will not rest until every undead, Lich King's Scourge or no, is destroyed. We must strike first. Bring 12 Scarlet armbands from Scarlet Converts and Scarlet Initiates. For our weapon quest, we'll accept that.
Our enemy is about.
Going back into the chapel. Talk to Novice Elreth. Marla's Last Wish complete. Hitting level 5 there. And I think we can train our level 4 ability, or abilities rather. Let's go ahead and sell some items first, so we have enough money for training. There we go. Now with a sizable chunk of change to train with, let's go back over and talk to Maximilian. Looks like we're able to train Corruption. Corrupts the target, causing 40 shadow damage over 12 seconds. And Curse of Weakness. Target's melee attack power is reduced by 21, and armor is reduced by 5% for 2 minutes. Only 1 curse per warlock can be active on any one target. We'll train both of those. Now let's see. I think I'll just rearrange these a little bit. There we go. I'll go ahead and refresh my demon skin. I'm not sure exactly when that ran out. It's always good to keep up. Our imp stays up indefinitely, which is rather convenient. And now it looks like we are dealing with the Scarlet Crusade. I've located the Scarlet Crusade base camp, and it looks like we have some converts and initiates to deal with here. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Making good progress here on Scarlet Armbands. It does seem, though, that the converts are much easier to deal with than these initiates, who throw some pretty mean fireballs. That one didn't even have an armband, sadly. There we go, our 12th and final armband, before we need to return to Executor Aaron.
What is it?
There we go, Scarlet Armbands for a Forsaken Dagger, which actually is not even a damage upgrade from the letter opener. So let's go ahead and loot the sword item here and get some refreshing spring water. Looks like a follow-up quest, the Red Messenger. Reports from my superiors in Brill indicate that an agent of the Scarlet Crusade was dispatched from the Scarlet Monastery and sent here to Deathnell. You're the most qualified person I have to send, Hamnoric. Find that messenger and bring me whatever information you can find. Kill Mevin Korgal, the messenger. for a pretty nice staff.
Beware the living.
Go ahead and take that. Head back over to the camp. Looks like Mevin Corgal is just up ahead. Gonna go ahead and see if we can take him down. Looks like the other two mobs did aggro. I'm gonna go ahead and get behind this tree so that the initiate can't attack. Go ahead and handle the convert first. Looks like Zephyrin's taking care of the initiate. Finish off the convert, loot the documents, and finish off the initiate. It looks like Zephyrin took care of it. So we are good to head back.
I am forsaken.
The Red Messenger. How goes your mission, Hamnoric? You have the documents. Let's see what you've got. Some news of their exploits against us, worthless. Scouting reports, new orders. Continue to build up a camp near the ruined city. Nothing we didn't know already. Ah, what's this? A map of the dispositions of some of their field commanders and agents. We can use this. Loot the Executor's staff.
Our time will.
Let's go ahead and equip that. That looks nice. Get that red gem on top. Very cool. Follow-up quest. Vital intelligence. These will be need to be taken to my superior, Executors Zygand and Brill. Let's go ahead and deliver these documents. We have not hit level 6 yet, so there's no need to go and train. So now it looks like we are heading off to the town of Brill. Here we are at the wall that protects Death Knell from the rest of Tirisfal Glades. Looks like we do have a NPC, Calvin Montag.
What is it?
A rogue's deal. Deliver the nondescript letter to innkeeper Renee in Tirisfal Glades for our food and water quest.
Trust no one.
Go ahead and accept that as well and continue on our way. Here we are at a crossroads. Looks like Agamand Mills and Brill are this way. But we do have Deathguard Simmer offering us a quest.
What would you ask?
Fields of Grief. Steal 10 pumpkins from the farm to the west, just north of Death Knell, and take them to Apothecary Johann probably, in Brill. Might as well deal with this now instead of having to come back later. Let's go ahead and head over in this direction and see what we find. Looks like we've arrived at the Soliden Farmstead. We have some angry farmers here who probably do not want to be disturbed. Let's go ahead and try to be sneaky as we navigate over to the fields. Seems like these farmers are being protected by the Scarlet Crusade, which makes sense, because there's not too many other humans in the area. We have to deal with them as well. Just hit level 6, taking care of some of these farmers. I was able to loot all of the pumpkins in the field, and I only was able to find 8. So I'm going to go ahead and check this barn, and we will see if we can find our remaining 2. So there were not any pumpkins in the barn, but after waiting around for a few minutes and just leveling up my stave skill, basically, and getting a little bit more XP, I was able to pick up a few of the pumpkins that had reloaded, and so I did get my 10th pumpkin. Let's go ahead and finally move on to Brill. So if we have some sort of evil dark hound dog attacking, let's deal with that first. Okay, on to Brill. You can see the Zeppelins docking over at the tower in the distance. We did just discover Cold Hearth Manor. Zeppelins are the main mode of transportation used by the Horde for long-distance flights, much as boats are used for the Alliance. Looks like we have stumbled upon an abomination out here. Gordo, level 30. Gordo's task. Master wants weeds. Us got big hands and not good at picking. You help us and we not hurt you. Okay. Collect 3 gloom weed. Hopefully that's nearby. Lots of stuff to do on the way here in Tirisfal Glades. There's 1 gloom weed. Looks like it's supposed to be all over the place. Hopefully. Did have to fight our way through some random undead, but I did just obtain the 3rd gloomweed. So let's get back to the road and keep going. So here we are in the town of Brill. Just discovered it. Looks like we have quite a few quests to turn in here before we end this episode. I actually was hoping this would be a shorter episode than the last couple, but with all of the extraneous quests on the way to town, I think it'll actually be a bit of a longer one, unfortunately, but I do plan on, trimming them down in the future. Turn that one in. 10 Doomweed. Okay, I'll accept that for next time. Let's keep heading on into town here. You can see the very large graveyard is a major landmark in Brill. I have a feeling, I'm not totally certain on all of the lore and such, but I have a feeling it was some sort of war cemetery for one of the prior wars, perhaps. Fields of Grief, pumpkins, there we go. I'll actually abandon that for now. I'll pick that up next time. Executor Zygand, new documents, and last but certainly not least, the Innkeeper quest. I actually abandoned this one for next time too. Just start fresh.
What do you
Innkeeper
want?
Renee, Rogue's Deal. Let's go ahead and take some refreshing
Do
spring
not
water.
seek death.
Bind at the Hearthstone. And that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of interesting how similar this inn looks to the Elwyn Forest one, isn't it? Just goes to show that the undead aren't quite so different from the humans, even though they do fight rather often. I'll go ahead and get a few screenshots around here really quickly. Hold up, we're not done yet. Where's the trainer? Where's the trainer? We need to settle this really quickly. Here we go.
What would you ask?
Advance Undergloom. The Enchanting Trainer, that's not who we're looking for. Let's see. Here we go. After walking around for probably 4 minutes, I finally found Rupert Bach, our trainer. Let's go ahead and learn Life Tap. Converts 77 health into 27 mana. Very useful when our mana supply is dwindling. Looks like we have our rank 2 Shadow Bolt. And that is all we can train at this time. So with that being said, finally, after a couple little hiccups, I think we're ready to call this episode good. Thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, comment down below what you're enjoying most, and until next time, peace.